Hello, learners. After completion of basics theory and looking into in-depth knowledge of chromatographic process, now we will start with new topic, that is high performance liquid chromatography. After completion of this lecture, you will be able to describe features of HPLC, explain various types of stationary phases and mobile phases used in HPLC, describe types of HPLC, and will be able to explain components of HPLC. Before proceeding towards detailed knowledge of HPLC, let us talk about column liquid chromatography. That technique was established since beginning of 20th century, and as we had learned in our previous lectures, liquid chromatography, it suggests that the mobile phase is liquid. So you can divide liquid chromatography in two categories: open column chromatography, that is your conventional column chromatography, and HPLC. What is HPLC? So there are two meaning, or you can say full form of HPLC: high performance liquid chromatography and high pressure liquid chromatography. That means HPLC is also known as high pressure liquid chromatography as well as high performance liquid chromatography. Now, why HPLC is known as high performance liquid chromatography? Because it can offer a minimum 50,000 theoretical plates per meter of column length. So the efficiency of HPLC is very high as compared to conventional column chromatography. It offers speed, sensitivity, and reproducibility. It is also known as high pressure liquid chromatography because the pressure involved here is up to or more than 7,000 psi. So, if we compare our conventional column chromatography and HPLC, in conventional chromatography, the particle size of stationary phase which is generally used is 60 to 120 mesh, while in HPLC particle size of stationary phase is 5 micron, 10 micron. So here in HPLC, size of particle for stationary phase is very less, and because of that it forms compact mass. So mobile phase cannot easily flow through it by simply capillary action. There should be some force, or there should be some means by which mobile phase is passed along with stationary phase. So you require high pressure to pass mobile phase uh, along stationary phase, and that's why HPLC is high pressure liquid chromatography. It is a powerful separation method, must be able to resolve mixture with large number of similar analytes in short time. So HPLC is very speedy technique, and it can resolve components present in sample within very short time period. Stationary phase of HPLC can be either a liquid or solid. If stationary phase is liquid, it is known as liquid liquid chromatography, and the mode of separation will be partition. And if stationary phase for HPLC is solid, in that case the technique will be liquid solid chromatography, and mode of separation will be based on adsorption. and as it is liquid chromatography, mobile phase is liquid. Now, what is the principle of separation which is involved in HPLC? It is difference in the relative affinities of different molecules of sample towards mobile phase and stationary phase. So components which are more which has got more affinity towards stationary phase, they will be retained in the column, and components having more affinity towards mobile phase, they will be elute fast with mobile phase, with the movement of mobile phase. Now going ahead towards types of HPLC. Now depending upon stationary phase which is used in HPLC system, it can be divided into different types. First is normal phase chromatography. Now what is normal phase HPLC or normal phase chromatography? In normal phase chromatography, mobile phase is non-polar and stationary phase is polar. So in normal phase HPLC, stationary phase will be polar, for example silica, cyano, amino. This type of stationary phases are used, and mobile phase will be non-polar, for example hexane, methylene chloride, chloroform, ether, sometimes IPA, isopropyl alcohol. So normal phase chromatography or normal phase HPLC is where the stationary phase is polar and mobile phase is non-polar. Now what is reverse phase HPLC? So we should know what is reverse phase chromatography. In any reverse phase chromatography, the stationary phase will be non-polar or hydrophobic in nature, and mobile phase will be polar. So what is reversed phase HPLC? Where the stationary phase will be non-polar, for example C18 column, C8 column, phenyl column, and mobile phase will be polar, such as water, methanol, acetonitrile, aqueous acids, 0.1 to 1% of formic acid, then 0.1 to 1% of acetic acid, trifluoroacetic acid. This type of acids are used. So these acids, you can also go for triethyl solution of triethylamine in water. So all these mobile phases are water based or they are polar in nature. Now size exclusion chromatography, here the separation will be based on size of molecule, and the column is filled with material having precisely controlled pore size, and particles are separated, that means your sample is separated according to their molecular size. Larger molecules are rapidly washed through column because they are large in size, so they will not fit into the pore size of stationary phase, so they will remain with mobile phase and they will be washed out or eluted out from the column, while smaller molecules, they can penetrate inside the porous packing of stationary phase, and so uh, they will pass through various multiple paths, so they will elute later. Now ion exchange chromatography. In ion exchange chromatography, the separation will be based on charge, and there will be a stationary phase to which functional groups are attached depending upon type of stationary phase, whether it is cationic exchanger, anionic exchanger, and mobile phase will be there, it will be aqueous buffer, and where pH and ionic strands are used to control elution time. If your stationary phase is cation exchanger, so it will exchange cation from the sample, and if it is anionic exchanger, it will exchange anion from the sample. Now affinity HPLC, in this case highly specific biochemical interactions provide the means of separation, means there will be biochemical interactions, they are very specific. The stationary phase contains specific groups of molecule which can only adsorb the sample if certain steric and charge related conditions are satisfied. Affinity chromatography can be used to isolate proteins, lipids, means generally this affinity HPLC is useful for biomolecules. Now instrumentation of HPLC. uh, from this diagram you can see that any HPLC chromatograph. Now one two terminologies you have to be very clear with. What is the difference between chromatograph and chromatogram? Because in my subsequent lectures I will be using these terms. So chromatograph is instrument. For example, if I want to talk about GC system or HPLC system, then I will say GC chromatograph, HPLC chromatograph. And chromatogram, it is a graph which is obtained after the complete analysis. Means whatever peaks you are getting, that data is known as chromatogram. So this diagram is of HPLC chromatograph, where you have HPLC solvent reservoir. Then as I said, you need force to pass mobile phase through the stationary phase, because packing is very tight. The particle size of stationary phase is very less. So you need HPLC pump. What is the role of pump? To pump mobile phase from reservoir towards the column. Now injection system, in the role of injection system is to inject the sample. Whatever sample you want to separate, that is to be introduced into chromatograph by injection or sample introduction system. It is also known as sample introduction system or injection system. Now next is HPLC column. HPLC column is the heart of HPLC, because actual separation takes place in HPLC column where the stationary phase is contained. Now what is the role of detector? Detector, whatever is coming from HPLC column, it will be detected by detector in form of peaks. Means it will convert, or it will raise the, or it will generate the signal of your sample or analyte or components. And this is computer system for data acquisition. And after detector there is a waste. Now why there this waste is there? One thing we have to keep in mind, as I told you, that sample is retained in column. Those who are those compounds having more affinity towards stationary phase, they will retain in the column. This explanation I have given to you, but you have to keep in mind that nothing is going to permanently retain in this column. At some point of time, depending upon polarity and elution strength of your mobile phase, they are going to leave the column. So nothing will be irreversibly adsorbed, or it will be there on the surface of stationary phase of column. Sooner or later the component will leave the column, or it will be eluted out from the column. So whatever is eluted out or it is leaving the column will reach the detector, and then it will go to waste. This is another schematic diagram for HPLC chromatograph. So you have reservoir. Here I have shown only one reservoir. This is binary system. So you have two reservoirs for mobile phase, and there are two pumps. Here there is a gradient controller. In our next slide we will learn about what is gradient controller. And there is a mixing chamber. Now what is the role of this mixing chamber? If I say in my one reservoir there is a water, HPLC grade water, and there is in another reservoir there is HPLC grade methanol. I want to use methanol water combination as my mobile phase. So methanol from this side or from this reservoir and water will from this reservoir will come together and they will be mixed in this mixing chamber, and they will go ahead and they will pass through different components of HPLC. So gradient controller and mixing chambers are also very important components of HPLC system that we will learn about those components in detail in my next slides or next lecture. These are the images of two HPLC chromatograph. This is manual HPLC system. Systems are of two types, manual and automatic or with auto sampler. So this is manual HPLC system, it is binary system, and this is HPLC system with auto sampler with quaternary pump. So this is all about what is HPLC, why it is high performance, why it is called as a high performance liquid chromatography, why it is it is known as high pressure liquid chromatography, why so much pressure is required for movement of mobile phase, that we have learned. And what are the different types of HPLC, what do you mean by normal phase HPLC, reverse phase HPLC, what are the different components of HPLC, that we have learned today. In my next lecture we will be learning in detail about each component of HPLC system. So thank you so much. Have a good day.